Hi folks, Chris Anderson with Mount Comfort RV. Today we're going to take a look at a Newmar Ventana. This is a very special piece. This is their 4311 model. This is a 2017. So this coach is actually our accessibility coach for people in wheelchairs or with some that have some special needs that you don't find on normal motorhomes. This may very well be a great option for you. Newmar's made accessibility coaches for 3 or 4 years now. They introduced the diesels last year. We weren't sure, how much of a market there is for it, but we've started stocking them and we're doing really well with it. So I'm happy to do another video on one of these, and I hope you like it. There are some things about this, even if you don't need wheelchair accessibility, there are still some really neat things about this motorhome that kind of separate it from the herd. Most of that's on the inside. We'll talk about that. But first of all, we will go around the outside. Of course, Newmar's masterpiece finish. Full body paint. Nobody I've seen does their paint as well as Newmar does. So this is a gorgeous, gorgeous paint job. You really can't catch that. I mean, I know the camera captures a lot of that, but when you see them, especially when they're cleaned up, they stand tall. So you'll like that. We do have this one optioned in with the keyless entry. So you can unlock your door, lock your door, open your baggage doors, all from right here. And you even got a little doorbell there, so people like that. Of course, on any diesel pusher today, you're going to see things like it has a backup camera. We'll see that on the back. We have side cameras as well on here. Those are all going to be pretty standard features. What's not standard are aluminum rims. Your entry-level coaches do not have aluminum rims. This does, so that's great. Fuel fill on either side. Believe it or not, there are still companies out there that make it where they put fuel fill on one side and then you get to that gas station and the pump's on the wrong side. So things become really difficult. Do you turn the coach around? Do you go to another gas station? Don't have to worry about it. You can fill from either side. Okay. Whenever I do a Newmar video, I talk about the insulation. Bottom line is there is no better insulated coach in our industry than Newmar. These are really, really thick baggage doors. They're not the only ones with thick baggage doors, but these are the thickest in the industry. Their sidewalls are absolutely the thickest and most insulated in the industry. That's not open for debate. But a lot of people like to talk R values, and their coach has tank heaters and stuff like that, but they don't really talk about the thickness of their walls and what type of insulation is in them. These walls have 2 different layers of insulation in them. You have your standard bead foam that everybody uses, and then you have hung bat style insulation hanging between the studs like your house uses. So you actually have 2 layers of insulation sandwiched together there. That's a thicker wall. That's a better insulated wall. I tell people all the time, come in, you're going to see this is the quietest coach in the industry, both when you're driving it and when we're sitting out here on the interstate and you're inside and you can't hear the cars going by. It is the quietest coach in the industry. It's also the easiest to heat and the easiest to cool. What most companies fail to do, they like to talk about the space down below where your tanks are located and everything. We pump some heat in there, and they do. But with insulation, you're only as strong as your weakest point. Here's the weak point on most RVs. They talk about how thick their baggage doors are and their insulation and all that, and then they just use a pan that's about this thick, and it's a metal pan, or sometimes it's fiberglass. It's never this thick worth of insulated material with a metal protector on the bottom, then insulation, then your inner liner. Again, you're only as strong as your weakest point. This a pretty well insulated coach. There's no arguing that. All right, so that's mostly storage in there. This that you see here, this pump that you see here, is actually for manually operating the wheelchair lift if you ever needed to do so. That's kind of a plan B. Hopefully you'll never need that, but sometimes plan B comes in very handy. Okay, we have a slide out tray. Like most high-end diesels, you're going to have slide-in storage trays. These go under the frame rail because this is a raised rail coach, so you have lots of storage. This tray will come in and out either side. So if what you want's on the other side, you can just go to the other side of the coach and slide it out that way. So great storage there. Let's move back one. All right. More great storage, another storage tray. This one's not a pass all the way through. This one just comes out this way. Okay. This is actually our wheelchair lift. Now, we're not going to operate this right this moment. I will come back to this. I want to show the rest of the coach around the outside first. But this is different than our gas offering that we have. On the gas motorhome, the wheelchair lift actually sits in the doorway. When you open the door, the wheelchair lift is right there. The diesel's taller, so it uses a different style lift. It uses this cartridge style lift that comes out and lifts up. What's neat about that is you don't have it standing in your doorway right there. This is definitely a cleaner look. So we'll come back to that. Now, behind this television is actually where your water tanks are located in there, but they still had about 6-8 inches left over, so they decided to utilize this compartment with a Sony TV, Bose sound bar. This is on a swing arm, so no matter what angle you're at, you're going to have the ability to get a good TV viewing angle there, and then that's held in place by really strong magnets. I don't know where they get those, but they don't need straps or anything. They're like Amish magnets. They work harder than domestic magnets, so they're pretty good stuff. All right, moving on. Of course, with Newmar, your slide rooms are flush mount. They don't have a piece of plastic or fiberglass here that actually has to cover their sloppiness, that their slides don't fit right. They actually have a slide room that recesses back into the sidewall. Well, that's less chance for a leak. That's a better fit. Certainly less chance for a wind noise. Yeah, that's just a Newmar thing. That's true across the board on their gas coaches, on their diesels, doesn't matter. We come back here, we actually have our chassis batteries. This is a disconnect for if you put your coach into storage, you can shut the batteries off so they don't lose their charge. Have some chassis fuses and relays and such in here as well. So this is mostly an servicing compartment here, or for when you're putting your coach into storage so you can get to your batteries. Beautiful fiberglass cap on the back. Now these are all mirrored. We haven't peeled them off yet. We try to wait until we get ready to deliver it, so those are nice and shiny. But those are all mirrored, so this has a really high-end bus look once we're done prepping it. The hitch, this coach will tow 15,000 pounds. Most diesels out there are 5,000 to 10,000 pounds. Yes, there are some diesels that only tow 5,000 pounds. There's actually quite a few of them. My gas coaches tow that. People sometimes upgrade to a diesel because they want to tow more and then find out the diesel they bought doesn't tow any more than their gas coach did. So 5,000 to 10,000 is normal, 15,000 is exceptional. That's what this coach tows. This does have a 400 horsepower engine in it, 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. So it's actually the same motor that's found in a Dutch Starts, just rated a little differently. So good deal there. Ultra Steer. What the heck is Ultra Steer? Well, Ultra Steer is a steerable tag axle. That's right, your tag axle actually does some turning. When you're going forwards and you're below 20 miles an hour and you're turning this coach, most tag axle coaches, they kind of scoot the tires sideways across the concrete, or scrub the tires, if you will. These tires follow along just like the front wheels on a grocery cart follow whatever direction the grocery cart is going. These tag axles do the same thing. Now, if you're in reverse or you're above 20 miles an hour, they lock themselves into going straight forward. There's no controls for this. It's passively done. So you just drive your coach like always, but it's a lot easier to steer. You're not scrubbing your tires. It's a very, very smooth setup. So that's all I have to say about that. I'll move over to here. On most diesel pushers, this is just side engine access. That's kind of a wasted thing. There's storage space that can be had here, and RVers need every bit of storage space they can get. So Newmar gives you this. It's only about a foot deep, but one thing about RVers, if you give them storage, they'll find something to put in it. All right, this is our DEF tank. DEF stands for diesel exhaust fluid. Those are emissions that came out after 2010. Pretty much everything has this at this point. I am glad to answer questions about this if you're not familiar with it, how it works. First of all, it doesn't use much of it. About 1 gallon per every 50 gallons of diesel fuel that you use. So it's not a big expense or anything. So let me put your mind at ease there. If you have questions about how it works or the system itself, I'll be glad to answer them. I don't want to take up a lot of time on the video. I get long-winded as it is, so we're going to move on past that, but call me if you have questions on DEF. This year they made this compartment bigger. This is where our sewer hose actually stores. Last year and in the previous years, it was a really small little sleeve that it fit into. And if you had a decent sewer hose, a nice one with a nice collar or elbow on it, it wouldn't fit in there. So Newmar listened to their customers and they improved that. So there you go, much bigger spot. Okay, let's get into our wet bay here. First of all, this is a heated compartment, heated and insulated compartment, because this is where our water pump, our water lines, water filter, all that is in here. So they very definitely, whenever your hydronic heating system is running, they're pumping heat into this area. Whole house water filter, so every drop of water that comes through this coach, whether you get it off of city water or you come from your fresh water tank, it comes through that filter, so you have a nice filtered water. Of course, you have a black tank wrench. You would expect that on a coach of this ilk. Hot and cold water out here to wash up when you're done. You do have a light in this compartment. It's very easy to winterize. The hose is right here. You turn a couple of valves and you're good to go. Your knife valves for dumping your sewer and your gray tank are in this heated and enclosed area. So again, cold temperatures aren't going to scare you in a Newmar. Your hose, your freshwater hose, is actually on a reel. So everybody always wonders, where do I put this? It tangles up with other things. I don't want it near my sewer hose. That's easy. It's got its own reel. Press a button, it goes back in. So that's the basics in this compartment. Any questions, let me know. Moving on. More storage, and if we take a good look in there, we're going to see a Dirt Devil. So this coach does have a central vac. That's where you change the bags on the Dirt Devil at right there. So, but good storage below. And a 50-foot, 50 amp shore power cord. Now 50 foot is quite a bit more than what most of these cords are, but you don't want to have to be buying a 50 amp extension cord. They're expensive. So this has 50 feet built right into it, and it's on a reel that's electric, so you press a button and it goes back in. You just pull on it to get it out. Anybody that's ever wrestled one of those, especially in cold weather, and if it's been laying in the mud, now it's fun. We have a muddy, frozen, hard to deal with big piece of cable. That's no fun. Press a button, it goes back in. When I do these, I just have a little shop towel in my hand and let it glide through my hand as it goes back in. So not only am I not doing any work, but I've got a nice clean hose there when it's done. You do have hookups in here as well. If you do have a portable satellite dish or something that you want to use because your roof satellite's not getting a signal because you're under a tree, you can hook up there. So that's what that's for. Seems we have an extra exhaust pipe here. That would be for our hydronic heating system. Hydronic heating is a wonderful system that's found on a lot of different coaches. There's a few different brands out there. Oasis is what Newmar has used for years now. It's a low pressure system, so there's actually less maintenance on it than the competitive brands out there. It's also quieter and you get less diesel smell from it. So great system. What that does, that's not only what heats your coach. If it's too cold for your heat pumps on the roof, this will heat your coach, but also it's hot water on demand, so it's unlimited hot water. Neat system. Again, I'm glad to get into details with this. I don't want to do too long on the video here, but key points here are it heats with diesel fuel or electric, either one, and it does a very good job off of the electric in most cases, unless it gets really, really cold and there's a lot of demand on the unit. So it heats with diesel fuel, not propane. Number two, it's very, very quiet and very, very, very efficient. So I think you'll like that. And unlimited hot water. If you want to put a load of laundry in the washing machine on hot and jump in the shower and take a 30-minute shower, it'll keep up with you. So if you're coming out of a coach with a 6-gallon water heater, I guarantee you that's good news to you. There's the other half of that slide out tray. And then we come over here and we have our battery bank. When we go to these all electric coaches, that's right, I did say all electric, there is no propane system on this coach whatsoever. We go to more batteries. Battery technology has improved tremendously, as well as inverter technology, which lets us do things like residential refrigerators, which are much bigger and much more dependable. But we do need a bank of batteries to support that system. That's our bank of house batteries. So there's 8 of them there. All right. Moving right along, there's our other fuel fill. We come up front here. This is more chassis stuff, chassis fuses and relays in here as well. And then, okay, we're out front. We have our Onan 8000 diesel generator. Now this is running right now. It's been running the whole time. It's a very quiet generator. You can hear us talking over it without any problem. You know, you can definitely hear it, but it's not like a lawnmower running it near us or anything. This has its own fuel filter put in up here. We also have access to our air system. So you can air up your tires or other devices with actually the compressor and the air tanks that are on the coach, so that's nice. And then we option this in with another option right here, that red handle. I'm gonna let him get in there and get a good shot of that. That's actually a hot water spigot. I wish I'd have come up with this idea, but I didn't, but it was a great idea that another dealership came up with, I think, or a customer at another dealership. Why not bring a hot water spigot up here? We're all gonna get bugs on our windshield. There's no avoiding that. Would you rather clean them off with hot water or cold water? What do you think is going to be more effective? Great idea, especially with a hydronic system and unlimited hot water. Or if I want to wash my car, I'm in the campground, my car is all dusty and dirty, I wash my car with hot water. I wish I had that at home. So pretty good setup. All right, we're going to go inside. Before I open the slides, I want to show you this coach with the slides in. So give me just a minute to set up on the inside. We'll see you in a sec. Okay, now we're on the inside of our 2017 4311 Ventana. One of the things I love about this motorhome is the space you have in here. Even if you're not in a wheelchair, look at this space with the slides in. We all love slide outs. You know, I mean, they've changed our world in the last 15 years or so. But it's almost like we get greedy. You know, one slide changed everything. Boy, what if we could do 2? What if we could do 3, 4 full wall slides, opposing full wall slides? And we go crazy. Yes, once you're set up in the campground, they are outstanding to have all those slide outs. But there is one negative to that when you slide out like this, you squeeze in like this, and we end up with these coaches that have little bitty pathways where you squeak sideways to get through. That's not the case with this. This coach is fully closed up right now. We're in drive down the road mode right now. Look at the space I have. First of all, there's wonderful space right here. This is obviously a spot you could pull up for the wheelchair. If you didn't want to pull up here and transfer to the passenger seat, you could actually turn the passenger seat sideways, pull right up here, park the wheelchair, and transfer to the passenger seat. It'd be easy as could be. This is huge. But even all the way back, we're going back up as we talk here, even back through here, look at the space we have. Okay, plenty of room for a wheelchair coming through here. All the way back, I can get to the refrigerator. There's no, because this setup has the wheelchair lift in the basement portion of it, that leaves this nice and open as well with no hole that we drop down into. Keep coming back here, I can get to my washer dryer unit, obviously refrigerator access, roll-in shower, toilet. All of this is extremely accessible going down the road. That's nice, like I said, whether you're in a wheelchair or not, it's nice to have a nice wide open floor plan going down the road. So I hope that makes sense. Let's go show you how the wheelchair lift works. Okay, let's see if we can make this wheelchair lift work. What do you say? Right this way. I'm gonna open this door and this door. Now, Newmar's intent here isn't for this to be independently operated. I know we get that request a lot, and I understand, but there's just certain liability things that come into play there. They designed this to be operated with 2 people. Now, if one person can do it on their own for the wheelchair, all the better. But you know, that wasn't its official design. Have the controller right here. Nice and smooth. Okay, then we'll take that down to the ground. Okay, I'm gonna set this down for a moment. And then this sets up. And I always like to place my foot here because this little thing is spring loaded. So it comes out at you, all right, like that. Okay, and now we could wheel right on. If you want to put the pins back in, you certainly could. If you wheel right on, and up we go. Capacity on this is 750 pounds. I think we're okay. All right, I'll see you inside. We'll get the slides opened up, see what you think. All right, now we have our 2017 Ventana 4311 all opened up. So we have 3 slides on this coach, 1 big slide here in the main living area and 2 back in the bedroom. We are fully extended now, so we're going to walk around and show you everything I can, because I know that this coach has a lot to show. We're going to start up here. One of the smart things that Newmar did right out of the gate when they started doing accessibility coaches was they wanted to bring the controls and the switches down where you could reach them. Normally on Newmar diesels, these switches, this whole panel right here would be found in the overhead here. Well, obviously that's not a very convenient spot for somebody that's in a wheelchair. So this can all be easily reached from the seated position, and these are all your controls. Real quickly, just going over them, these are the controls that turn on your hydronic heating system for either water heating, off of electric, off of gas, or off of diesel fuel, either one. This is where that burner is turned on at. This is just the control for your antenna booster. This is our energy management system right here with our, or actually, I'm sorry, this is your inverter control with your auto generator start built into this panel right here. You can set your generator to start up on its own if the voltage gets too low, or if you can set it to a certain temperature. It gets to a certain temperature, the coach kicks the generator on so that the ACs can run. So that's a nice feature. All our tank levels and battery voltages are in this control panel here. Our main slide switch is here. Our tank heater is here for our holding tanks. If it gets extremely cold, typically you're not going to need that. Like I said, Newmar heats the entire space down there where your tanks and water lines are. So tank pad heaters really, in my mind, aren't that necessary. Your awning controls are here for both the over-the-door awning and your main awning. Security lights and your exterior step switch are right here, and then your energy management system is down here at the bottom to keep you, if you're on a 30 amp service, you can still run this coach because it's smart enough to realize you're on a 30 amp service, and it will do everything it can to keep you under 30 amps. So it's a smart coach. Next to this we have the thermostat. All our controls for our window blinds are here. They are all power shades. So again, you can sit right here and open and close shades all over the coach. You've got a nice electrical outlet here, and turning on your satellite dish is right here. This does have an in-motion satellite dish on the roof. Step up to this cabinet right here, and this is still low enough it can be reached from a wheelchair. You actually have your Blu-ray player in here, so that's nice. Okay. Now we go above that, and here's our home theater system. Now that's not accessible from a wheelchair unless you have really long arms. However, that has a remote control that goes with it. So you can obviously still control that with the remote. This is just storage up here. Now down below, this is that area that's really nice for parking a wheelchair. You know, this is a place for transferring to the passenger seat. You could pull over here and transfer to the driver's seat. And then you do have some storage down below here as well with adjustable shelves. So this is pretty easy to get to. They do Corian throughout, and they do a wonderful job. Newmar does all their own Corian work. And it's gorgeous throughout the coach. We'll move into the kitchen area here. We'll start at the top, and notice where your handles are. You know, most of the time cabinet handles are in the middle of the cabinet. These are down at the bottom. That wasn't an accident. That makes it that much more accessible from down low. That's huge, and that has adjustable shelves. Of course, they're lined as well, which is really nice. These are all solid hardwood, both the doors, which everybody does solid hardwood doors, and then they cheat and they do a wrapped wood or a veneer on the stiles and on the rest of the cabinets. This is all solid hardwood on the slides, on the stiles, on the doors. It's the real deal. Okay. Look at our undermount sink. Gorgeous stainless steel. Okay, I'm just going to set these aside for a moment. Okay. We have pull-down sink sprayer as well, so that's easy to get to. Your backsplash this year, I think that it's just gorgeous. Get a good shot of that. And again, Newmar makes that in-house. Okay. I'm going to move over here. This year they took the induction cooktop and they undermounted that. Used to set up on top, but this can be great countertop space when you're not using the cooktop. And by the way, the cooktop is actually removable. It's a 110 volt cooktop. You can take it outside with you if you want to cook on the picnic table with it, run an extension cord to it. So that's a nice feature for this year. Okay. All right. Above the stove, more storage. And then over here above the microwave, more storage and adjustable shelves. So you can see this coach is not in any way lacking for storage or countertop space. They put the microwave, which is also a convection oven, they put it down low so it's easy to get to. Also drawers below. And of course these are full extension, real wood, ball bearing drawer glides. Everything pulls all the way out. So trying to get a good shot of all the storage that's in this coach, but we may be here a while. Okay. And then down below, this is a big spot. So that's just the cabinets in the kitchen area, and I'm getting winded showing it to you. Okay, we'll step aside over here. We have a hide-a-bed sofa. This does fold out to sleep 2 people, so that's nice. Storage all the way across here. Notice these doors, they stay up on their own, okay? They're hidden hinges, they stay up on their own. We have little metal struts here that hold them up. Some cheaper RVs will not have the struts at all, or they'll have little plastic ones that break after a year or 2. The metal ones hold up great over time. Okay, so you can see ridiculous amount of storage there as well. This is an air pump that goes on this sofa bed mattress. There's a sofa bed mattress in there that actually has a self-inflator on it, but it's not like a cheap, like a Walmart air mattress, okay? It's a real mattress. It's almost like a sleep number for a hide-a-bed. The bladder that's in there is encased in a nice mattress, ticking and padded, and it's actually a very comfortable mattress setup. So you don't have to feel bad about this is the one sofa bed you don't have to feel bad about putting your guests on. They will be very comfortable. As you can see, we have LED lighting throughout this coach. Okay, so the coach is extremely well lit. For 2017, they got a little more ornate and fancy with the woodwork there and the decorative lighting. We come to our booth here. I'm going to take a seat for a moment to show you this. This table is electric, and it kind of moves where you need it to go. The trickiest part about making an accessibility coach is everybody has different needs. Some people need a lot, some people need a little. This table moves a lot of different directions and has a drop leaf that kicks up on there to hopefully kind of meet everybody's needs. There's a folding chair in the closet in the back as well, so somebody else can join you across. Just depends on what your needs are, but again, all Corian, nice. All right, we've worked our way back to the middle of the coach. Hard to believe we're just now getting to the middle. We have storage above, and that's a huge storage spot. Obviously that's not going to be accessible from down below very easily, but the stuff you don't use as frequently, this is a great spot for it, and it's a huge compartment. Nice Whirlpool refrigerator with the freezer below. Everything's accessible here, and this lock's going down the road. Okay, right over here, this can be good storage space when you're going down the road. If you had a little pet crate or something you want to set someplace, this will be a great place for it, because until you're ready to get in and out of the coach, this is kind of useless space. So we option this one in with the Whirlpool stackable washer and dryer. You have 3 different options here. You can go with no washer dryer, you can go with the stackable like we did, or you can go with the all-in-one washer dryer and have just a hanging bar above it. Depends on what you like. This seems to be our most popular choice to get the actual residential Whirlpool washer dryer in the stackable version. Now, notice nice and wide through here. We do have a pocket door for privacy here, and this does latch itself when you pull it closed. As we come back in here, huge roll-in shower, and I mean huge roll-in shower. Handles everywhere. There's also a seat at the back of that shower. It's folded up right now, but we'll try to get a little shot of it so you get the idea. And this is all one piece, so you're not going to leak anywhere. Look at your space underneath the sink here. Of course, normally you have a storage underneath these vanities. That's great and all, but it doesn't work well with a wheelchair. This does. You can roll right up to where you can get to your controls. You have your fan controls, your lighting controls, your outlet, all very accessible here. This cabinet opens from the bottom, your medicine cabinet. Okay, and there's an outlet inside. Okay. Grab handles on 3 sides of the toilet here. You know, that's obviously, you know, for some people not an easy maneuver. They've made this as easy as it can possibly be. And again, good storage above with the handles mounted low. All right, we optioned this in with polished porcelain tile throughout the coach. By default, this comes with carpet in the bedroom. Just a personal preference here. We thought it'd be nice with the tile throughout, so that's how we optioned it in. We do have a walk-around queen bed. This has a Sleep Number mattress in it. And then big storage closet back here in the back. I'm gonna have Tony get back there and get a good shot of that because we do have a safe in there. So you have good hanging space. And then also really nice shelves here for fold-up clothes or towels or whatever you want to put in here. There's another closet, Tony, behind you if you could. Sorry, we get a little cramped in the bedroom. So there's your folding chair. There's more hanging space there for longer items. That's obviously great. Note the storage all above the bed. Okay. And then look at your drawer storage on this side. And I'll just open one so we don't go all the way through. But these are all the way, there's 6 of these, all the way around. And then above, we have 2 nice storage ones here. And then the third one, there's actually another Blu-ray DVD player above the television there. So that's all built in. Okay. Forgot to tell you, this has 43 footers, so we have 3 air conditioners on it. They're 15,000 BTU air conditioners with heat pumps built in. Nice part about heat pumps is on a day like today, it's about 50 degrees when we're filming today. Heat pump is more than adequate. I turned them on for about 10 minutes and we were shutting them off because it was getting warm in here. Heat pumps, if you're above 35 or 40 degrees, a heat pump is really all you need. Nice part about a heat pump is it runs off of electricity. So if you're at a campground and your electricity is included in your campground, you might as well use their electricity as opposed to using any of your fuels to heat this coach, whether it's diesel fuel or whatever. So, or running your generators, you can run it off electric. There's a lot of different ways you can heat a coach. But if you can do it with the heat pumps and use their electricity to do it, hey, all the better. Oh, I missed more storage. Look at this. Holy smokes, and it's significant. I would call this a linen closet, but if you buy it, you can call it whatever you want. So, shame on me for missing some storage. I think that about covers it. I hope you get the idea here. There's got to be questions with this. When you find them, please give me a call. My name is Chris Anderson. Come look at this coach. Don't forget to ask for me. Come look at this coach. Call me with any questions. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.